Well, howdy, fuckers. And today, there's really no other way around it. This one's gonna be a little different. Everybody woke up. Day of recording is March 20th. Everybody woke up to the sad news that Chuck Norris had passed away. So, Tracer and I were like, "This is just an absolute legend," and we decided to record an episode. And before we get started into anything else, we're gonna do what's right. Have a moment of silence and we're gonna pour one out for old Chuck. And the dogs just had to ruin the moment of silence. But
Well, Gage, to start in on a little bit of a happier note, I wanted to bring this up to everybody that we both poured our beers into pitchers. And both those pitchers came from Coffeyville, Kansas. Um, I got Gage this glass bush pitcher for his wedding, and I bought myself a Coors Light one the same day.
go ahead. Hello?
And anyways,
Tell him
as
fucking
for
get lost.
anybody, we grew up on Walker, Texas Ranger. And seeing Chuck Norris and what a badass Chuck Norris was.
Religion.
And death didn't come for Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris went for death.
The dogs had to ruin our moment of silence.
And yeah, he's a legend, and it's sad to see those legends go. I'm definitely gonna probably try to find some episodes of Walker, Texas Ranger to watch after we finish this up tonight.
Sorry, the reason that the dogs were barking, there are Mormons at our front door.
Oh, do you want to invite them on the podcast?
Do we want to take this mobile?
Let's go.
Hey, babe.
First time the podcast is ever going mobile.
What? Yeah. Oh, hang on. Should we go ask them if they want to be on the episode?
They left.
No!
Gage, stop! Gage, do not open the fucking door. John,
You're on live. You just said they left.
Do not open the door. They're still around the whole Quit.
Well, looks like we're not having any Mormons. Do you want to say hi?
Hey, Cheyenne.
Looks like no Mormons on today's episode. Dude, another big thing that's been going on in the local news is that whole secret lives with Mormon wives, wives, whatever
dude,
it is.
That stuff's insane, man. I don't think we have a long enough episode to talk about everything I know about that from watching Papa Meat break it down.
That's...
Are the Mormons at your window?
Oh, no, but...
Oh.
Right across is our neighbor's house, and I thought I heard somebody yapping. But, yes, R.I.P. Mr. Chuck Norris, yeah. He's just gonna go beat the shit out of the devil, and then he's gonna return quicker than Jesus did.
I'm honestly scared, because Chuck Norris died, and then Mean Joe Green passed away today as well.
No shit.
Dude, two of the baddest motherfuckers from the 19th century, or the 20th century, whatever you want to call it, died today.
I didn't even hear about that.
Dude, I saw it, and I was like, I'm now terrified, because God's calling up all the warriors here on Earth. I mean...
Denton, Texas just lost a legend.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, I really hope this doesn't happen. But if we lose Stone Cold or Willie Nelson, we have issues. And I'm going to dig a bunker in my backyard.
The end is near.
Yes, I'm doomsday prepping. Damn. Well, I got my green beer, so I guess in honor, I really didn't plan on doing this. I planned to drink from a can for most of the episode, but I got my green beer, so in honor of Mean Joe Green, he gets a full beer as well.
R.I.P. Mean Joe Green. You
This is a
terrorized
sad
quarterbacks.
episode.
Well, don't worry, because we are going to get horny here in a minute.
We are about to make America fuck again and make the human race horny again.
We been talking about wanting to do this episode for a while, and then Chuck Norris is passing today. And then another current event that we felt the need to discuss that will be discussed at the end of this episode. And we decided that we are going to do Mutiny After Midnight in the middle of it. But stick around to the end because we got one hell of a story to talk about.
We'll tease them with it. Afroman.
Oh,
We're recording this on March 20th. This episode is getting posted March 21st.
right.
So in other news, if y'all caught our last episode from last week, Race Ricketts, his album dropped today.
Phenomenal.
And if you still haven't listened to it, after this episode, you know what? Even better. Stop listening to this episode and go listen to Race's album and then come back to it or to us because it is a phenomenal album. Front to back. Definitely going to be one of, if not the top album for me this year.
No, it's definitely going to be up there. I listened to it twice today. And then I also listened to our friend, I'm going to butcher his last name because I'm terrible with names.
Old Willie
Austin released his EP today, and didn't bother telling us. So
what a humble guy.
Yeah, he's like, I didn't want you to make your seal of approval look bad. And I was like, dude, you released a phenomenal fucking EP. Like, I'm pissed that number one, I didn't get like a sneak peek at it, and number two, that you didn't tell us it was coming out. So
we need to work in our. Sorry, go ahead. Keep going.
It's called Outgrown. Is the name of his EP. It's phenomenal. Very Zach Bryan-esque. I don't know if that's what he was going for, but I get a lot of heavy ZB vibes from it. So shout out our boy Willie. Make sure you go listen to that.
Shout out Willie. You know, we need to work in our schedule.
What?
Race Ricketts' new album.
We
may
do
as well. We also
do.
need to get Logan Ryan's album.
Yes.
Done.
That was supposed to happen, and then it just never
Something
did.
else happened. We had something come up, and I don't know if it was an interview. I don't know what it was.
We had that week where we couldn't get anything out because neither of us could find time to record. And then that was supposed to be that week, and then we went into the Jeopardy episode, I think.
That's right. I think so.
So.
All right. Well, do you want to kick us off?
Yeah. This is Mutiny After Midnight by Johnny Blue Skies. And I want to start this off. I'm going to talk about just the album in general for a second because I was a Johnny Blue Skies skeptic. Septic. Not septic. That's in the ground and you poop in that.
That's a shitty situation.
It's a shitty situation. I was a skeptic because I did not care for Passage due to Soir. Was not a fan of it. Didn't resonate with me. Amos, stop trying to drink my beer.
Let him drink. Hey, he's honoring Chuck, okay? And Mean Joe Green. Bad. If that cat wants a little lick of some cold beer, let him have some Rocky Mountain Kool-Aid.
But I was not a fan of Passage. And so when it came to Mutiny After Midnight, everybody was kind of getting excited about it. And I was like, well, I just don't want to spend money on something that I'm not going to care for. Well, after talking about it, and we talked about it a little bit one night after one of the episodes, I went ahead and ordered the cassette off of Amazon. And the cassette hasn't come in yet. I don't know what's going on there. Not worried about it.
Cassettes are sold out.
I know, and I don't know why I was able to get one off Amazon, but neither here nor there. I might have to cancel that order. I finally ended up ordering the vinyl after he leaked it on YouTube because I went and listened to it, and holy shit, this album is phenomenal, and I think it's what America needs right now. We are in some very trying times. Um, Regardless of what side of the aisle you stand on, though, and that's not what this is about. But I think we can all agree we're in a very trying times. And Sturgill just said, "I want to make America fuck again," and then gave us this insanely disco-y, funky, and at its core, it's a country album.
It
And
is.
I've had a lot of people argue that with me.
Oh, here we go. It is country, but it's also rock.
Yes,
Smells like country, tastes like
it's like
rock and roll.
So
So it's confirmed. This is a Red Dirt album.
but yeah, dude, I love the funky disco-ness of it while it still feels like a country album, you know? And I mean, anytime Sturgill does anything, it comes from a lot of debate online. I think we need to step it back from this because I understand why people wouldn't care for this album. I get it. But it's just fun. And I think Sturgill just had fun with it. And we need more of that in music and less of trying to slap labels on everything. Like, when an album's good, just let it be good. You know? And that's where we're at with this album.
Thing is, we may like the album. You, listener, might not. And that's okay.
Yeah.
It's music. It's not as deep as people make it out to be.
Well,
I mean, people shouldn't be getting death threats, in a sense, because they like music that somebody else doesn't like.
well, I mean, even Gage, you look at your and I's taste in music, they differ drastically. I mean, of course, we align on like the Turnpike, Ragweed, all that, but then you often trend a lot more towards country, um, and like the Texas sound and everything, and whereas I go more rock and roll, grunge, that style.
Yeah,
Um,
you're more. To be honest, I don't listen to really a whole lot of Nirvana, Alice in
Okay.
Chains, all that. I don't. I'm not saying the music's bad. From what I've heard of a couple songs of theirs of both bands, I like them. But to me, with my taste, I'm not going to go and listen to that every day. There are some days I will, but 9 times out of 10, I'm sticking in my nutshell
oh, Alice in Chains reference.
and just saying in the Texas and Red Dirt. And I know it's a bad habit. I need to venture out more, but at the end of the
Well,
day, I have to be in a certain mood to listen to music that I do not know.
well, even like when we look at like the Texas scenes, like the Texas scene is so incredibly deep right now. I mean, like Race Ricketts, Max Stalling, Don Stalling, um, Robert Earl Keen. I mean, like it's so deep with people in there now. You could listen for 2 weeks and not hear the same song again. You know what I mean?
You could listen for a month, 2 months, and listen through a discography and then go to the next artist, or just listen to one song by an artist. You could do that for a month, every single day straight. You're not going to get through every single artist. It blows my mind how many artists there are in Texas that are making music of the alike Texas sound. And it's like, oh, they've been making music for 6 years now. Never know. Never heard of them. Just because it's so populated with extremely talented people.
Well, now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's get into the very first song. Make America Fuck Again. And I love this play that he did on, which everybody knows he's playing on Make America Great Again. He doesn't want to make America great again. He wants to make America fuck again. We all understand that. That's given. If you don't want to get up and groove during the song, and just kind of like dance, do a little something, I don't know what's wrong with you. Because the moment that song comes on, I just want to groove. Um, Phenomenal song, phenomenal lyricism. Um, it had I have that subwoofer now hooked up to my record player, thumping,
Oh, I can only imagine.
and I had to go turn it down because like it would thump, thump, thump. I was like, ooh, it was phenomenal, but I didn't want to get complaints from our neighbors, because they were getting too horny while listening to "Make America Fuck Again."
I mean, who knows? They could have been listening to it and be like, "What the fuck is that?" And then they kind of put their ear up to the wall and be like, "Whoa!"
Ooh, yeah,
They could have made it thump over there.
hell
Which
yeah.
this, I mean, first song, "Make America Fuck Again." It's the best way. I feel like it's the only way to start this album off. And one thing that I will touch on as we go through this album, I think it's also a shocker, but we'll get into that later. This is just a funky, fun, groovy way to come right out the gate. And I think my favorite line has to be, "I got that Hunter Biden energy. I make a hooker want to fuck around and fall in love."
Yeah.
All right.
Diabolical
Just,
lyricism.
insane. But I mean, first song, and you get hit with that, and it's like, whoa, we're just going all in, swinging, huh? Sturgill, my bad, Johnny.
Johnny. This is
Yeah,
not Sturgill
huge.
Simpson.
Yeah. Who the fuck is Sturgill Simpson? But yeah, big fan of the opening track. Second track, Excited Delirium. We stray a little more, like a little farther away from the disco vibes into more rock vibes, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's a perfect follow up coming off Maffa. Just a fun, energetic barn burner to keep the vibes up and high.
Well, and number one, this is the shortest song on the album. It's like 2 minutes 30 seconds, something like that. Um, Phenomenal song. I loved it. It's not long enough. Make it 8 minutes, Sturgill. What the fuck? Or Johnny, I'm sorry. What the fuck?
We need
The
Jam Band
guitar,
Johnny.
the guitar work in this song was insanity. The guitar solos went so fucking hard. Um, it really just like set a tone. Like after coming out of "Make America Fuck Again," like you didn't really know where the tone was gonna go, and it just raises it up and it makes you even more excited because like what sound are you gonna get next? And that's the thing about this album is you get so many different sounds on one album. Like no song sounds the same, essentially.
Honestly, you could really take like country, disco, blues, jazz, like all four of those genres and just
Mhm.
combine it into one. That's what this is.
Correct.
And horny tonk.
And horny tonk.
That's an up and coming genre,
It's
and this definitely fits it.
it's 2026 is the year of horny tonk. Apparently Casey Musgraves is gonna release a pretty horny album here before too long. Um, and Serge will release "Make America Fuck Again." So artists, 'cause, like we got some artists that listen to us on the reg. Um, 2026, like you want to make a big splash, you got to get on Horny Tonk.
Yeah.
Release your horniest song you've ever written. America just wants to fuck again. Amos, what the fuck are you doing?
Amos is just all over the place.
So earlier, Gage, we have this bookshelf, right? The bookshelf is in front of the window, and I'm sitting there and I'm listening to um the album Mutiny After Midnight, and all of a sudden I hear a can hit the floor. I look around, and up on the top of the bookshelf I have these Dragon Ball Z energy drinks that I bought a while back to try, and they just sit on the top of that thing, up there. Well, anyways, Amos is now on top of the bookshelf, just vibing. Um, and I made him get down, and ever since I made him get down off the top of the bookshelf, he's been angry with me. And he's just running around
Rightfully so.
yeah, yeah. So
Sorry, my buddy just tried to call me. Yeah, yeah, rightfully so. That's really the sole reason why I don't have cats.
Yeah.
Is
Yep.
they just climb everything, and you can get all the fucking cat toys, cat trees, all sorts of shit in the world. They don't want to climb that shit. They want to climb everywhere where they're not supposed to climb.
Kindle's yelling at him right now. All I
Good.
hear is him meowing and Kindle yelling at Amos. Don't let go. All right. This is Rock and Roll Met Disco, written by Conway Twitty. It's not even the horniest song on the album, but it was the one that I was like, this is a Conway Twitty song made disco.
Okay. That a love song on an album like this, you expect it to be like a Conway Twitty, like slow hand, tight fitting jeans s song. I don't think it is. Like we're talking about a very horny album here, so you expect a lot. I expected a lot more. Kind of it's slowed down a little bit. No, it's not, and it's weird because I was listening and I was like, is this a love song or is this like not a I hate you song, but is this? I couldn't really grasp exactly what it was. I came to the consensus that it is a love song. Um, big fan. Again, the way that Johnny can write a song, just beautiful. And again, I think it is the perfect follow up from Excited Delirium. After that, we have Stay On That. Let me tell you, the first time I heard this, I about slammed on my brakes, headed to work in the morning, and turned my truck around to go back home and call into work. You just gotta stay on that D till you hit that G, baby. Come on now. You you have to. And we're talking about guitar chords here,
Yeah, I had
people.
the same.
Get your mind out of the gutter.
Gage, tell me why I have that same note written down.
Yeah, I just wanted. What I wanted to do was turn my truck around, call into work, and just play my guitar.
Stay on that D till that G comes
Yeah, that's it. I mean,
People.
again, it's another just perfect way to follow up. I'll go ahead and just touch on it now. This album was sequenced, probably the best that I've ever listened to an album front to back. There's nothing that feels out of place. This is like perfect sequencing.
Yeah, I had the same thing.
I
Stay
had
on
it in
that
all
D
caps too.
me. Man, y'all need to get your head out of the gutter. He's talking about guitar chords.
He's one of the greatest guitar players
Yeah.
alive right now. That's all he's talking about.
Everybody gotta get their mind out of the gutters.
What's the halfway point on this one? Is it like when do you flip it over? Is it Situation? First track on the next side?
Yeah. So
That's
we'll
what I figured.
do Virodescent?
Viridescent.
Virodescent. It's a funky song. My notes said, so funky. But it's probably the weakest song on the whole album, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Being sandwiched between Stay On That and then knowing that Situation was coming up when this song got over, and I was going to get up and go flip it. I was just sitting there and I felt terrible about it, but I was just like, I'm ready for Situation. I'm ready for Situation.
I mean,
So.
This is also brand new album that was just released last Friday.
Right.
And so your listen throughs are weak in a sense. Especially because you just got yours yesterday.
Right, so this is my third time through the album. I did twice when it was on YouTube, and then this was my first listen since it got taken off YouTube. And we do have the local files saved on this computer, but I did not have time to convert it over to anything. Because I was thinking about converting it over and burning it on, because we have a CD burner, and burning it onto a CD to put in my work truck. But life has just happened.
Yeah. I mean, I can definitely kind of see where you feel like this is the weakest. Um, Again, not a shot because it's still, in my opinion, a great song, and just the way that he writes it, it's lyrically a genius song, in my
Mhm.
opinion, and the instrumentals are just fun on it. And want to get lost in the smell of your hair and stare into your viridescent eyes? What? I don't even know what viridescent means. I meant to look it up and Google it, but just that
We need to
alone, it's
Ga-
insane.
Gage. We need to start making Willie join us on these episodes, just so he can be our Jamie.
Oh yeah, yeah, true. What a callback. The people won't understand because that episode will be coming out next week. But what a callback! I I tip my hat to you. Viridescent means, or viridescent is an adjective describing something greenish, flourishing, or becoming green.
Hmm.
So he's talking about her green eyes.
I wish
Who would
somebody
have
was
thought?
talking about my eyes.
What are they, shit brown?
Yeah.
Uh, you know, you can't see right now. I got blue sometimes. Other days they're like gray.
Sometimes
Weird.
they'll brighten in the summertime, like when I'm out in the sun a lot. They get lighter and they turn like a more of a hazel color.
Does your hair also turn lighter?
Yeah. So like
Mine
in
too.
the summer, it's so weird because like in the summertime I get dark, and then
Same.
the moment summer ends and like we hit those first few cold months where the sun's not out, like the pigmentation of my skin just goes away and I go back to just being white. But like today, we got um, see the difference in my arms?
Yeah. Let me guess.
Um,
Left arm out the window.
yeah, it was
Oh right.
88 degrees here. And so I was rolling windows down, pulling into customers' homes, blaring "Let There Be Rock" and all kinds of other crazy shit. Sturgill should have put this album on streaming just so I could pull up to customers' houses, blaring "Let Make America Fuck Again."
Sturgill.
Johnny Blue Skies. I'm sorry.
Ah, okay, okay. I got a little confused there.
Understandably so.
No, really, the only, again, I'm like you. I wasn't a big fan of Passage. Um, there are a couple songs in there that I was like, this is amazing,
Hmm.
and I was a fan of. But and then I was like, eh. And then whenever I found out that this was not going to be released as streaming, it was digital only, I was like, I feel like I kind of have to.
Right.
And so I bought a CD because here recently I've been more listening to CDs more than vinyl, and when I can buy a CD for 10 or 15 bucks versus a vinyl for 45
Uh,
that I might not listen to a whole lot. I'm like, all right, unless it's a close friend of the pod or somebody that we know and whatnot, like then I'll be like, all right, yeah, I'll get the vinyl and the CD
that's kind of where
because you
I'm
always
at.
support your local musicians.
That's kind of the point where I'm at. Like, um, I've ordered two so far this year. Um, I ordered this Johnny Blue Skies one, and then I ordered 49 Winchester's new album on vinyl. Um, but for a lot of releases this year, I'm probably going the CD route. Um,
I did buy taco tapes on vinyl,
oh
because I think
yes,
that's really the only way that it was produced. And
yes,
then I pre-ordered Drayton Farley's
yeah.
vinyl, which
He-
Drayton Farley has his new album coming out maybe next Friday.
yeah, or anytime when you order it on Amazon, since Amazon accidentally started shipping them.
Yeah, what somebody ordered some vinyl and ended up receiving Drayton's new
Yeah,
album on vinyl first. I was like, lucky motherfucker.
some
I'm not buying through these artist sites anymore.
yeah, I saw that the other day and was like, oh hell yeah, right on.
Yeah. But we're at our halfway point.
We are.
I have a blind rank for you. And ironically enough, I was just sitting there talking about how I'm more of a consumer in CDs now than vinyl, but we've already done a random CD pick.
Okay.
And so now I have a vinyl pick, and you're going to rank these 5 albums from your
Okay.
favorite to least favorite. Starting off number 1, we're coming out the gate hot and heavy. We actually got credited on this album,
Silver Year.
Miss Shelby Stone's Silver Year, which is coming out April 3rd. Her show, album release show, is at Billy Bob's. I will be there. Come find me. I will buy you a beer.
So I've listened to this. It's phenomenal. Blind ranking, don't know what's coming next. I'm willing to put it at number 2.
Okay, I like that. Second one, Viva Terralingua by the
R.I.P.
late,
Jerry
great
Jeff.
Jerry Jeff.
Happy belated birthday, Jerry Jeff.
Yes.
I feel comfortable with that one at 3.
Okay. Next, Norther, Shane Smith and the Saints.
You know, that's the album that got me into Shane Smith and the Saints, and like finally was like, holy shit, I'm a fan. Like, of course, I liked some of their stuff, but I never deep dived them until that album came out. But I'm gonna feel comfortable with that one at 4 because it's not my favorite Shane Smith and the Saints album.
Okay. Our fourth one, Cody Johnson, Cowboy Like Me.
Oh God, what an album!
And Cheyenne picked this one over A Different Day. I gave her 1 or 2, and she picked 2, so it was this one.
I miss old Kojo. The Kojo that wrote Texas Kind of Way, Dancer Home, Me and My Kind is not the same Kojo that's out there singing whatever bullshit he's singing now. When I had the displeasure of listening to the radio a while back, and he was singing something about Texas chili.
I
Shut
don't
the
even
fuck
think
up.
his biggest song, most popular song, was written by him.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
And it's a shame.
I'm gonna put that one at number 5. I'm hoping you pull out a banger at this last one. But I just can't put Kojo at number 1.
I was really hoping that out of all those, you would put a different one at 1.
Okay.
So, and I was saving this one because I have a feeling that you're going to be satisfied
Okay.
with it. And I was really hoping to fuck you over.
Really hoping I wasn't satisfied with it. Whiskey Myers
Road
Road
of
of
Life.
Life. I'm good with that one. Summer 2005 and Kyle Hope, man.
Yeah.
Being old Kyle Hope,
yeah.
we stayed our asses back home, drank Keystone.
Yeah, I was really hoping you took something else at 1. You have a blind ranked? Or anything that you can think off the fly?
You keep the people talking. I'm just gonna go grab 5 CDs off my shelf. Everything's mixed up right now, and you're gonna rank 5 CDs.
Okay. Hell yeah. This is my favorite time of the episode where we bring back everybody's favorite segment, Rant Time with Gage. I think it should be illegal that any vehicle sold in Texas has the chance of the AC going out. My AC went out in my truck about probably a month ago, maybe 2-3 weeks ago. And it was fine because we just had a huge cold front come through where we had lows in like the 30s. And it was fine. It was great. But today it was 93. First day of official spring. Sunday, we're supposed to hit a record high of 96. I'm not too happy about it at all. It really pisses me off that my AC decided to shit out like it did. And yeah, I think vehicle manufacturers, granted it's also 2005, I think they should build the ACs to just be, last forever. I think what we really missed was Billy Joe Shaver writing the song titled "Live Forever." That should have been about ACs and vehicles. And that concludes our rant time with Gage.
All right, Gage. I had to do a little bit more than 5 random. I selected 5 because I looked down at the first set of 5 and there was like 3 greatest hits albums in there.
That's
and I was
okay.
like, I'm not gonna make
I'm probably gonna give you shit like you gave me shit, except I completely randomized my 5,
I feel
and
like
you gave me
this is-
shit for pulling a Jason Aldean one.
I feel like this is solid. There's no Jason Aldean or nothing like that in there. Okay.
Okay.
Number 1, Casey Musgraves. Same trailer, different park.
What are we? 13-year anniversary just hit a couple days ago. And Casey. 2. Easy 2.
Okay.
Big fan of that album.
Brooks and Dunn. Brand New Man.
I may get flamed for this. 4.
Man, I feel like that's fair. It's their best album, but I get
it's. I used to be a big fan of it, but I'm tired of hearing Neon Moon, Boot Scootin' Boogie. I'm just worn out of Brooks and Dunn. Yeah, 4.
Garage. Cross Canadian Ragweed.
Okay. 3. I'm holding out for 1.
American Aquarium live at Red Rocks.
I have the CD. And if I had the option to change, that would go at 4. But I'm going to have to put it at 5.
Okay. And then lastly is Roadhouse Sun by Ryan Bingham and the Dead Horses.
Okay. I like that album.
Yeah.
I mean, Country Roads is one of my favorite Bingham songs. If I had to make a switch, I'd probably put Garage at 2. No,
Yeah.
I would put Garage at 1 and Bingham at 3.
So I know this is going to be like everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, you're so basic," but South Side of Heaven is by far my favorite Bingham song. His vocals in that are just fucking phenomenal.
It's not even on that album though.
No, it's not on that one. It's on Mescalito,
Okay.
isn't it?
Okay. Yeah. Yes, I think. Yes,
Yeah, it's on Mescalito.
it is. Yeah. I get Mescalito and Junkie Star mixed up.
I have been looking for Mescalito on vinyl. That's kind of like there's only a few albums left out there, realistically, that I search for, and Mescalito is one of those.
Yeah, I bought.
I wonder
Junkie
what Thaddeus
Star.
thinks about Ryan Bingham.
FaceTime him. Let's find out.
Okay. Well, he's got an Android. I'll just call him.
Oh. Yeah, I bought Junkie Star on CD, and I was like, "Oh my god, I made it in life!" Whenever I found it in the wild.
He might be working. I don't know. I know he just got home. He was out on tour with
Ty.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Thaddeus? We're recording an episode for the podcast, and we have a question for you. Gage and I do. So I'm gonna put you near the speaker so people can hear you.
Oh boy.
What do you think about Ryan Bingham?
I actually haven't really listened to him a lot. I know there's I know a couple songs of his, but I don't remember the names.
Okay.
But yeah, I actually haven't delved into his catalog very much.
Well, because we're sitting here, and my favorite album is Mescalito, and Gage's is Junkie Star, which were both released around the same time. I think they're like number 1 and number 2 on the albums that he released. And we were talking because I was like, Mescalito is probably like one of the last albums like I'm really hunting for. Like if I get that on vinyl, like then I'm kind of like, I'm good. And that's when Gage was like, I wonder what Thaddeus, or maybe I don't remember. One of us said, I wonder what Thaddeus thinks. So.
Yeah, no, you got me curious now, so I'll have to go listen to those.
Yeah, dude, Mescalito is, because you always know, like, I always feel like when people first release their freshman album, it's always their best.
A lot of times it can be, yeah.
So Mescalito was his best work, because it sets a standard, and then people, of course, get hung up on the standard. So,
I get that, but then you can kind of argue the point of, like, just in my head, I think of like Def Leppard, like where their first 3 or 4 albums, their first 3 albums were, good, but they went in a very different direction. Their 4th and 5th, and that's what people know them for the most.
That's fair. That's fair.
So I get really jealous of bands like Boston or even Van Halen that come out with their first album that has like 7 hits on it.
Yeah.
That just irks me.
I think,
I just like hope I'll ever do that in my life, at least once.
It's pronounced Leonard Skinner might be that album for me. Like,
It's pretty close, yeah.
How did you guys write so many amazing songs and then follow it up with Second Helping less than a year later?
Right?
Phenomenal cats. Well, Thaddeus, that was all we had. That's the only question we had. We used our new phone a friend feature. So,
thank you, Thaddeus.
Yep, guys. So we'll talk to you later, buddy. Take it easy.
I'm good. Bye.
Bye.
You know what? Just
Love
because
that
it's a Friday night and we're having fun, drinking beers
Mhm.
and everything, I'm going to give you another blind ranking.
Okay.
Of CDs that I just grabbed.
Okay.
And I went 3 that are similar.
Okay.
And then 2 other ones that you may know. You may not be extremely familiar with them.
Okay.
But first off, we're going to start with Old Number 1 by the late, great Guy Clark.
So that one has LA Freeway on it, does it not?
Yes, it does.
I've been obsessed with that song, and I need to sit down and listen to that album in its entirety. I've never done that. I'm going to be honest with the people out there. I've never done it. So for the time being, that one's going to go at 3 for me, but number 1 on the list of I need to listen to.
You want to know pretty much the sole reason as to why I grabbed it?
Because you knew I hadn't listened to that whole album yet.
No. I knew you were obsessed with LA Freeway here recently, but also has Desperados, Waiting for a Train.
Oh.
Quick little callback to Viva Terralinga. So I had to pull that one out. But
Valid.
You said 3?
3.
Okay. Next one, Conviction by Brandon Ryder.
Ooh, I'm not familiar.
Oh.
I'm not familiar.
There's your homework.
I'm going to put that one at 5 and number 2 on my list that needs to be listened to.
Okay. The next one, and these are the ones that are very similar.
Okay.
So I'll give you that hint. Stoney LaRue, live at Billy Bob's.
Man, I talked about this with Carson Jeffrey last night. I love Stoney LaRue. Like, do not get me wrong. But I have seen Stoney LaRue so many damn times live. Because 2019 rodeos felt like every fucking rodeo booked Stoney LaRue to play the dance afterwards. So I have probably seen Stoney 20 times. Put Stoney at 4. I love you, Stoney, but I'm tired of seeing you, man.
Okay. So you got 1 and 2 left.
Yep.
I will say, I saw a post on Twitter the other day. Somebody went to go see Stoney LaRue, and he was dressed up in like a blazer, dressed pretty damn nice.
Hell yeah.
And one chord song was only like 2 or 3 minutes long. Yeah.
I'd ask for my money back.
They said the show was phenomenal.
Right.
Like it was a different level than what they've seen him at. But one chord song being 2, 3, 4 minutes.
Wasn't it like 13 minutes at Born and Raised?
Oh yeah, it had to have been like, I think it was 10 or 11 minutes. Same with Boys from Oklahoma. First go around that, and then what I loved about his set is they just kept going back to songs, kept going back to Oklahoma Breakdown. Like the whole show just felt like a mashup of songs. It was cool. It was great. Next one, Blue Edmondson, live at Billy Bob's.
I'm gonna put that one number 2. Because I would kill to hear $50 in a flask of Crown live.
Phenomenal. Especially like pre-hiatus Blue,
Yeah.
one of the greatest songs to hear live. And lastly, your number one. Are you sure you're ready for this? Well, you know it's going to be
No.
live at Billy Bob's album.
Right.
So what do you think it is?
I'm hoping it's Daryl Dude.
Dodd?
Daryl Dodd. That way I can reference some Tony Lamas.
If you had 3 guesses. Daryl Dodd.
I'm gonna go Daryl Dodd, Jason Boland, Cross Canadian Ragweed.
I wish I had all 3 of those on CD. But I don't. So you get No Justice.
I'm cool with
live
that.
at Billy Bob's.
I'm cool with that. Gage,
Great live album.
I kind of committed a sin the other day.
Did you have premarital sex listening to Johnny Blue Skies?
I plead the fifth.
Okay. It's okay.
We went to, when we were Joplin, we went to Vintage Stock, and I FaceTimed you while I was there. And I'd found the Jason Boland CD live from Billy Bob's. And I love me some Jason Boland. Everybody knows. Thank you, Jason.
Thank you, Jason.
Thank you, Jason. But it was $8 for a used CD. And at Vintage Stock,
Was it sealed?
So Vintage Stock seals all their CDs back up. So it's like their version of sealing, and you're not allowed to open them. And I just couldn't risk it at $8.
That's fair. And I will say this. Granted, I bought this for maybe $2, the Sony LaRue.
Yeah.
Same place I bought No Justice and Blue Edmonton from. Or actually, no, I bought, I think, Blue Edmonton from Billy Bob's. And all of them, if you didn't know, live Billy Bob's albums were also CDs, or I mean DVDs.
Mm-hmm.
And every single one of these limited edition CD DVD combo, No Justice has a CD and DVD. Blue Edmonton has CD and DVD. Stoney LaRue only has the CD. There's no DVD, and I was very sad whenever I opened it up once I got home after buying it from a secondhand store, I guess you could say. It was like Game Express. And I opened it up because me and good podcast buddy, Andrew.
Shout out, Andrew.
We were drunk as shit after the Bears beat the Packers. Go Bears, bear down. And we were sitting outside. We had the projector going for the game. It's like, fuck it. We want to keep partying. We had a fire outside. It was great. Great night for it. Brought out all my CD DVDs from Billy Bob's. I have the Charlie Robinson DVD only, sadly, but I'll take it. So we watched that one first. Cried a little bit because God rest Charlie Robinson. Miss you. Not a week goes by that I don't think about you. And then we watched No Justice DVD, watch Blue Edmonton DVD, go to pull out Stoney LaRue's. There's no, I think I have it backwards actually. The DVD's in here. There's no CD. Yes, it's only the DVD. So the CD isn't in there. Still, it pissed me off because, like, I want to just crack out my CD player, sit in my garage, and drink 15 beers and talk to the raccoons about why Stoney LaRue's Live at Billy Bob's album is one of the greatest Live at Billy Bob's album ever released. It's iconic.
Throwback.
Yeah. Quick little shout back.
Quick little shout back. So I haven't even told you about this one yet because I kind of forgot about it until the other day when I was sorting through some CDs looking for one and I found it. We went to Tulsa a couple weeks ago, about 2 months ago, I think. Quick stop in at the record store, just to flip through some stuff. Didn't really find anything, but went over to the dollar CDs. They have a whole bin dollar CDs. Not a whole lot of stuff in there, and then I see it. Todd Snider, Songs for the Daily Planet, his debut album. And took a risk on it because all the $1 CDs have some sort of problem. And I didn't even look at it. I just was like, I want this, like, regardless of whether it plays or not, I want it. And it's only $1. I mean, you're not buying shit for $1 nowadays anyways.
Yeah.
And I got it home and I opened it up, and the only reason it was $1 was because the case inside was broken. The CD's phenomenal.
Wow.
Oh.
Another thing, while we're recording and this is live, the Todd Snider tribute concert down in Luck, Texas, is currently happening and going on.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. I think it's today and tomorrow, maybe? Might be a 2-day little festival thing.
I think it is.
But yeah, Shelby Stone played tonight. Cody Canada's on the bill. Willie Nelson, and it's Willie's thing, but they're having a tribute to Todd Snider because I think if I remember correctly, Willie Nelson has like a bunch of land or bought like basically the land that this town is.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very tiny town. He bought the land and then just throws a festival there every single year. So it's like him, Lucas Nelson and his whole family. R.I.P. Bobby Nelson.
Well, shout out our good friend Gravy Fork. She gets to play Rodeo Houston, sling the tambourine, sing backup vocals, then hop off stage, get handed a corn dog and driven out of the arena in a Ferrari.
Fucking Ferrari.
Listen, Gracie, we love you. You're living your best life. Just keep it up.
I'll say it, because I know Tracer's thinking of it. We are both jealous.
Yeah. I've never got to ride in a Ferrari.
Or eat a corn dog coming off stage with ragweed.
No, I've never got to do that either.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I could sit there and play a tambourine and, sing backup vocals for ragweed. But what we're really focusing on is, 1, riding in a Ferrari, and 2, eating a corn dog in a Ferrari coming off stage with ragweed.
I mean,
what?
Like, when you talk about things that AI can't recreate, we're going to talk about this later. We're going to bring this topic back up. Things AI can't recreate when we talk about the Afroman situation. However, I don't think AI could have created Gracie York walking off stage and taking a bite out of a corn dog while she hopped into a Ferrari to leave the stadium. That's a uniquely Texas experience.
Yeah. You want to know what some bullshit is? My boss texted our work group chat, said, hey, free beer Friday at the truck yard in the Colony. Come on, it starts at 7. What are you talking about? Colony's hour 15, hour and a half with traffic from where I live. It's like, what do you mean free beer? One guy texted in there and was like, free beer as in you're buying? He goes, that's what I said, free beer. We're not going. But it's okay. I mean, I try to tell Cheyenne, hey, look, you can come meet the boss and all the guys. If you want to go, you can. I'm not driving an hour and 15 minutes home after I'm offered free beer and my boss is buying that. No, I'm smarter than that. I almost forgot that we were even doing an album review. So let's kind of reel the line back in, and go ahead. I'm sure all you listeners have had several beers while we just rambled about the most random shit.
I'll get another one, Gage.
Go ahead. I'll start us off. Actually, you know what? We're going to take this time again to go into Gage's rant. And there's no reason I should be spending a 12 pack of, or spending like 24, 25 bucks on a 12 pack of beer. Outrageous. What is this country? Again, also, Tracer, I didn't realize mini fridge in the room?
No, I stuck them in the freezer.
You have a freezer, like a deep freeze next to
Yeah.
you? Okay. Hell yeah. That's what I'm
So-
talking about.
We're gonna get off topic again because I gotta talk about this.
We haven't got back into the album, so.
Okay, so we got gifted a bunch of meat for Christmas from different people. The guy that I cowboy for, he gave us a ton of meat, and then a customer I do a lot of work for, had butchered a pig and gave us a bunch of pork and stuff. And so we didn't have enough room in the freezer in our kitchen. And so I'm an appliance guy, you know? And so we had a 5 cubic foot freezer that was sitting on the sales floor, and I asked my dad if I could buy it. And I was gonna do 3 months payments on it. And so I
But he
told him
gave
I
it to you.
Huh?
Because it's your dad, right?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I was not expecting that.
I went to give him the money for it that Friday so I could take it home. And he like looked at me and he goes, "What's this for?" And I said, "It's the first payment for the freezer because I was buying it at cost." So it was like, I don't know, I won't tell you how much it was. But I gave him the first payment of it, and he like looked at me, and then he handed it back to me, and he was like, "Take Kendall out to eat tonight." He's like, "The freezer's yours. Don't pay me for it. It's part of your Christmas bonus." So it's been plugged in here ever since, and we keep our
Let's
meat
hope he
in.
forgets about that. Come Christmas time.
Well, he's giving me the washer and dryer set for our new house, so I can't.
Oh.
I'm not gonna
Oh
be
yeah,
asking for
yeah.
much.
You know what, Dad? Keep the Christmas bonus. Take mom out for dinner. No, it's crazy what parents do. Whenever you go to buy a house, it's like, where was this whenever I needed a fridge for my apartment, or whatever, but anything like that. But yeah, God bless our parents.
I would not be in this. My parents have helped us out a lot here in the past couple months as the process goes to buying this house, and kept us sane for sure. So shout out my mom and dad. And Mom, I know you sometimes listen to this podcast. I'm sure you haven't made it this far yet because we've used a lot of language and talked about being horny, and I know that probably will make you uncomfortable, but I love you.
Shout out Tracer's mom, my biggest fan. The other thing I wanted to bring up before we strayed too far, your housewarming party.
Yes.
I thought of this today. Since we have our good buddy Race Ricketts coming up, and you being from Kansas/Oklahoma, you're gonna have to make some barbecue. So what I'm thinking, y'all sign papers Friday.
Yeah.
And then you get the keys and everything. You take the smoker over Friday night, and then Saturday morning, you wake up and throw something on the smoker before you even start moving everything. That way, by the time that we get there and night rolls around and everybody's feeling really good and everything, boom, we got some Tracer barbecue.
I have
That is infamous, supposedly.
You liked my chicken I did that night.
I didn't even get to eat any.
You didn't get to eat any? I thought you got some of it.
No, they brought it, but we were
Yeah.
driving, and I was like, "Oh, is it already off the bone?" And they're like, "No, it's still on the bone." And I was like, "Fuck, well, I'm driving, so it's really hard to eat chicken on the bone while driving." And then by the time that we got there, I was like, "Please give me some of that chicken." They're like, it's been like 10 hours. Are you sure you want it?" And I was like, "No, it's probably best if I don't." So sadly, I didn't get to try it, but I heard that it was phenomenal.
So, chicken thighs are one of my favorite things to cook because they're relatively cheap, and if you know how to cook them, they're delicious. So, I'll give you all a little hint on how to do them.
What is Kendall yelling at?
I think her mom. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
She's had a medical emergency today.
Yeah. Worcestershire.
Worcestershire, soy sauce, oil. Let me go shut the door.
I can't tell if she's angry or if she's just talking
She's just
loudly
talking. She's just
because
talking loudly.
she's a loud woman.
Okay. Now here's where you gotta do it, and people don't believe me when I tell them this. Garlic powder, paprika, black pepper.
So, paprika?
Paprika. And then you put your barbecue rub on it. Whatever barbecue rub you want. My favorite one is oh shit. I can see his face. It's not me, Church. It's the other guy that does.
Danos?
No. Oh shit.
Which we need a Dano Simpson and Danos collab.
Right.
This long overdue.
But anyways, put your favorite barbecue rub on it. Whatever you like. Any rub will work. Okay. And so you take it out there and you cook.
Wait a minute. Is it kind of like he looks like a younger dude, but also looks like an older dude?
No. This is
Okay.
that bigger guy that always has the amazing videos.
Does he have like a sleeve of like spices and stuff?
No, that's Pepper Belly Pete, not Pepper Belly Pete.
Okay.
Anyways, can't think of it. I'll think of it here in a minute. But anyways, take it out there, have your grill going, okay? And you want it hot. And the moment you get ready to put that chicken on, you want to turn the flame down low, okay? And you cook it for it takes about 20 minutes, and then you flip them, and then you cook them for another 20 minutes. So it takes about 40 to 45 minutes, right? And at that 45 minute mark, you're going to be sitting in the 150 range. And that's important. Okay. Chicken needs to get to 165. But this next step is extremely important because that's when you want to put your sauce on. Is in the 150 range.
So you're a sauced
Correct.
guy. Okay.
Yeah. As long as you brush it on. Like, don't give me some cold ass sauce to put on my hot food. Pisses me off. So that night, the chicken that everybody loves, and they always go crazy for this barbecue sauce. And all it is Buffalo Wild Wings honey barbecue with a little bit more honey and garlic powder put into it. And then you just lather up both sides. It's important. You lather up the top side. You'll have them all bottom facing down at this point. So lather the bottom side. Let that sit for about 5 minutes. Flip it over and then lather the top side. And so with chicken, and people go crazy about this, and it drives me crazy, but it is what it is. You want to pull that chicken when it's 160 to 162. And then you got to let it sit for 10 minutes.
Pull your meat before it reaches temp.
Because it's going to carry that temperature up to 165 and it's going to be safe. Trust me. It's going to be safe. And after it sits for about 5 to 10 minutes, it's still warm, it's still hot, it's still juicy. And that sauce is just perfect. And I mean, it will fall off the bone while you're trying to eat it. It's delicious.
So you're more of like a grilling.
I do both.
Because like, see, I'm more of a fan of the smoke just
Right.
because I love the smokiness flavor in it. But
So
it's also really hard to smoke wings because it's hard to do and really easy to fuck up. Because if you don't pull them at the right time and then throw them on a flaming hot grill to just get that crispiness on the outside,
I don't.
if you can't get that, then it's all fucked. It's
I
all
don't
screwed.
like smoked chicken. I'll just go ahead and say that. I've just never been a fan of smoked chicken because a lot of times, like even on thighs, you dry the chicken out too much.
I'm more of a flat and drumstick kind of guy.
That being said, like when it comes to pork, like pork butts, and I love a beef roast. Treat a beef roast like you treat a brisket. It'll be some of the best. I mean, like you take a chuck roast.
They call it
treat it
the
like a
poor man's brisket,
Yeah.
and everybody goes crazy for it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you're looking at what, a quarter, maybe
Yeah.
a third of the price,
You
and
can buy
it's the same exact thing.
you can buy chuck roast around here for $10 to $14. So
Yeah, and then what's a brisket? Probably
60,
70. Yeah.
So, but I'll tell you my favorite thing to do now. is so it used to be cut up chuck roast. You called him poor
Sorry,
boy.
it's just two grown men talking about meat while recording one of the horniest albums. Yeah. Welcome to Western Grunge Tape Deck.
But you used to cut up chuck roast, and that was poor man burn-ins, right? But we call them broke boy burn-ins now, and it's just a pack of Bar S Franks that are cut up into like little pieces, and you just score the hot dog, take some mustard, rub some mustard on it, season them up with some all-purpose sauce, stick them on the smoker for about an hour. By the hour point, like they're they're already done. They're fully
So
cooked.
are you talking like the meat itself on the smoker? Because I've seen a lot of people just throwing them into a pan
I'm gonna get there.
and doing the okay. Well,
So-
I'm saying like not scorching, but
Oh, yeah, no, I score them and let them sit on the smoker for about an hour. Then I take them and I have a little bitty bread pan and I chop them up into little bite-sized chunks and whatever barbecue sauce I got laying around. I love the Oklahoma Joe spicy for this. Shoot some of that down in there, put some butter down in there, put some foil over it, let them sit in there for another hour. Delicious. I mean, it's just meat candy at that point, but phenomenal.
but I think it's only right if you smoke some meat for whenever we come up there.
I will.
Okay,
I will.
I'm expecting it. Then
I'll probably just-
whether it's pork butt, whatever.
I'll probably just do. I have 2 pork butts sitting in my freezer at my parents' house, so I'll probably just have them lay those out, and then that morning when I get up, I'll just throw them on the smoker. And as we're moving and getting moved in and everything, just tend to them as they're needed.
Yeah. I thought of that today, and I was like, this needs to happen because everybody just loves Tracer's smoked meat. And whenever you got a guy like Race Ricketts coming up who has a song called Texas Barbecue, and as a fellow Texan myself, you got some shoes to fill.
I do. I do.
Change our minds just the slightest. But anyways, again, you've probably drank through 2 beers while listening to us after we already came to this point. But anyways, go ahead, go grab yourself another beer. Flip that vinyl record over. And first track on the B-side, Situation. Instrumentally, absolute favorite off the album. It's fun, funky, groovy, gives you that kind of stank face throughout that intro. Because they're just in there going and then it just stops. And then they pick right back up and you're like, ooh, okay. The way that this one is sung, also I think it makes it even that much better, adds it to that next level. And it's one of those songs where everything comes together so perfect that you have a great song, you have a perfect song. This one's just right above it. It takes it to that next level of great.
This is the best song on the album. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. My favorite song off the album. And it is the horniest song I've ever heard. It makes me want to get up, dance, twirl around, do my thing in the living room. I was like moving and boogieing in the seat, Just a phenomenal song, phenomenal track, great writing. But all you can say about it, it's definitely the best song on the album.
Venus? What is Kendall yapping about?
I don't know.
I wonder if that's gonna come through.
I hope not. Venus. This album is just phenomenal, from complete perfection from start to finish. Musically, just so much fun. And this is like the song that just makes it so much fun. Because it has such a long intro before he starts singing. That you almost forget you're even like listening to an album where there's gonna be words. It just kind of sounds like a funky disco album, and you're just like kicked back. And the band is so fucking good. The Dark Clouds, phenomenal band. Just kicking it, killing it, just having fun with it. And then he finally comes in and this song, it's gonna need a few more listens before this one really connects because it's kind of out there, but you're just like, yo, fuck it, it's a vibe. Fuck it, it's a vibe.
Think of exactly just what you said of how the song's just kind of out there and everything. And that slow, mellow intro leading you in to the band coming in, huge fan. And even though this song is about a Roman goddess, the Roman goddess Venus, to me, ironically, it sends me into like listening. I'm floating into space
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to Venus. That was my first thought of it, was just like, whoa, I'm floating. Completely sober, not on any substances. I was just lost in the music. But I think this song, along with Situation, it's going to be that one song that is going to get the human race after get a little drink or a little substance of their choosing. It's going to get them feeling a little frisky. And this one could have the old folks at the nursing home popping that little blue pill. This could get them riled up. But I just thought it was so funny. It wasn't until today I was like, oh, this is about a Roman goddess. I mean, name dropping Zeus and all these other Greek legends, whatever they're
Mythical
called.
gods.
Yeah, Greek mythical gods. Name dropping all this, and my first thought was, oh, Venus. I'm in the solar system listening to this, so I was a huge fan. Next one, Everyone Is Welcome. This one just takes my mind everywhere. Takes my mind all over the place. In a weird way, I don't necessarily know how to describe it. But that third verse before the final chorus, 4 is a fucking party where everybody comes. 2's all right, 3 is fun, but 4 is a fucking party where everybody comes. What? the lyrical genius and smartness and quirkiness that you have, Mr. Johnny Blue Skies. Wow. Absolute cinema.
So, this is, I don't want us to, we're never going to be political, understand that. But this is an extremely politically charged album. And
it's not at one party.
No.
It's shots at both.
It's shots at everything.
Yeah.
The system in its entirety. And Everybody's Welcome here takes on a lot of different vibes and feelings in a lot of different ways it can be taken. But Sturgill said it, or not, sorry, Johnny Blue Sky said it, and Johnny Blue Sky said it with his chest. So it's kind of one of those songs like there's not much I can say about it because I have my opinions on it. But take what you need and leave what you don't with this song. And that's that. Ain't that a bitch?
Your ideas or your thoughts on the last song are exactly what I have for this one.
Yeah.
All I have in my notes, and I thought on it of how can I say this and not pick a side or offend a side.
Correct.
I was like, how do I do this? My notes in all capitals. Lyrically, fucking genius.
So, I have a very watered down version of my notes here. The rich keep getting richer. The poor stay poor. Ain't that a bitch?
Ain't that a bitch?
Ain't That a Bitch? And this is another thing. Johnny Blue Skies says it with his whole chest. Like, if you listen to this song and you listen to what he's saying, it's shots at both sides.
You can definitely tell
And
that he's not picking one
No.
side over the other, or this other side over another. No, it's fuck everything.
Well, Gage, that leads us into our next segment. Bye, Gage. Okay. Well, Gage normally rants when I'm gone, so I'm gonna rant while Gage is gone. Whirlpool is coming out with a new machine that's called a basket in a basket. Please, for the love of God, do not buy the basket within a basket, because if you put clothes in the basket within the basket that's going to be on the agitator, it puts too much weight on the transmission and it's going to ruin the transmission, because Whirlpool's done nothing to improve their transmission. And there's not much they can do to improve the transmission. That's the problem with modern transmissions, because if they used metal gears like they should instead of plastic gears, the cost of the unit would be too much. So if you buy the basket within the basket and you put clothes in the basket within the basket, it's gonna ruin the transmission. And that's not gonna be a fun transmission to replace. And you're gonna hurt our feelings, because we're gonna upset you when we charge you $800 to repair that transmission. And I'm not charging you $800 because I want to, but I'm charging you $800 because the transmission alone will be $300. Okay? And then the thing about Whirlpool is everything breaks when you replace the transmission. So you need a new belt, and you need a new gear pulley, and you need all this stuff. And so by the time you're said and done, you've spent as much money on replacing the transmission as you would have buying a whole new unit. I love Whirlpool. I think Whirlpool makes one of the best washers on the market that's not named Speed Queen, okay? For the common folk, Whirlpool makes the best washer. However, the basket inside the basket is a gimmick.
What about my Maytag?
Yeah, you have a Maytag front loader with the Pet Pro Plus. I'm curious to know how that's working out for you.
It's been good so far. Like we talked about, what the listeners will hear next week. I'm not a fan of front load. I think it also might have to be with I am a child whenever it comes to stuff like this, and I want a clear top to where I can see the washer fill up with water, just because I think it's one of the coolest things in the fucking world. But the wife wanted it, and single guys, Tracy, you kind of have an excuse because you work on appliances for a
Correct.
living, so you have the pass. But for my fellow guys out there, come to learn, you think going into a relationship you're gonna kind of put your foot down and be like, I don't really know about this. Doesn't matter, especially whenever you're not the one buying the washer and dryer. You don't have a lot of say, but it has worked out great, and that little slide thing that you have in the Pet Pro system,
Mhm.
you take out that supposedly collects all the dog hair. It's great.
Good.
It collects dog hair, but obviously what happens whenever hair gets wet, it sticks.
Mhm.
So I've
big
had to take the vacuum several times and go around the washer itself
Mhm.
and vacuum out some of the leftover dog hair. I know and I understand it's not going to collect every single piece, the thing in the middle. So I don't hold it against them. Other than that, it's worked great.
Mhm.
Dryer has been perfect, honestly, because we have the set,
Mhm.
and the dryer will say that it's going to take an hour and a half or so, give or take. It could go off in 30, 45 minutes, be done. Everything's completely
Listen,
dry. There are also
simply
other
dry
times
to be
where,
blunt.
like, yeah, there are other times where if we wash our our comforter, if it gets dry, well, we only put our comforter in by itself. Sheets separate, just because it's a lot. We have a king size bed, or the California King, so it's bigger. Well, whenever you throw the comforter in there, or I don't even know what it is considered, but we have it's like a quilt in a sense. It can get balled up, and it senses that it's dry, but it's also kind of wet. So you gotta pull it out and everything.
Unball
But the sensor dry, game changer.
Well, Gage, not to get too back on topic here.
No,
but
it's time.
we
It's
ended,
time.
We ended on a politically charged song, and it just is a perfect gateway into our next topic.
Now you
that
see
we
why I
have to
wanted
discuss.
it at the end?
I do. I understand now. Rapper known for Because I Got High and Crazy Rap.
Give me that Colt
Afroman.
45 and 2 zigzags.
Colt
'Cause that is all we
45 and 2
need.
zigzags. All we need. Go to the park after dark. Smoke that tumbleweed. As the marijuana
When the marijuana burns,
take-
we can take our turns singing them
dirty
old rap songs. Stop and hit the bong like Cheech and Chong. Sell tapes from here to Hong Kong. So roll my joint. Pick out the seeds and stems. Feeling high as hell, flying through Palmdale. Skating on daily rims.
So
What a song. What a song.
Oh.
Everybody knows that one.
if you don't know Crazy Rap, you've lived under a rock
We
your entire
probably
life.
I can't wait to listen to this back. We probably just fucked that up
Oh, 100%.
so hard.
100%.
But it doesn't matter. That's what the people are here for.
But anyways, Afroman recently took on a police department in his hometown of Ohio. And they did a no-knock raid on his home because they thought he sold drugs.
I think they did knock,
Did they knock?
but he wasn't home.
So they
He
broke
was-
his door.
He was out playing shows or tour. Honestly, I don't even know what he does. But I don't
Makes
even know
music
if he
videos
necessarily
for-
has a tour, but
Yeah.
he was out playing music, is what I read.
So, anyways, they kick his door in, rummage through his stuff, don't find anything they want to find, steal $5,000 from him, tear up his house, terrorize his children. And what does he do? What does Afroman do? Afroman demands his money back. They finally give his money back, missing $400. So then he does what a true American patriot would do.
Takes the camera footage, uses AI, and makes music videos and songs to, I don't want to say defame.
It's not.
It's not. But he makes these songs and these videos to how would you put it?
He
Like
is
I get
shedding light on the situation that happened to him. And he does it in a way that doesn't defame the character as much as he possibly could have. And now in his court trial, he even said if they would have paid for the damages they'd done to his home and given him all of his money back, this would have never happened. But he had to recoup some of the money he lost from not only this trial, but from having his door kicked in a raid done on his home.
and his cameras, his security cameras cut
Yes.
to go offline. To me, that's the point where, all right, this is way too far. If I'm Afroman, I have the money, $400. Come on, that's nothing. A new door and frame, you're maybe looking at $1,000, if that. That's nothing. But you cut the wires to my cameras. That is what would send me over the edge. Granted,
So-
everything else would at the same time.
I read a
But I think that's the. Oh, here we go. That's the icing on the lemon pound cake.
I read a lawyer's thoughts on the case, and it wasn't Libby. Shout out Libby.
Shout
But
out Libby.
I had to take a law class when I was in college, and I stay in, like, not in contact, but I keep up with one of the guys that went on to be a lawyer. He was actually a lawyer when he took the class, but he was wanting to get more into the ag realm as opposed to the criminal realm. And
Where's he a lawyer at? What state does he
Kansas.
practice out of? Oh,
Kansas.
okay. Tell him move to Texas, just in case.
So he was talking about this case, and he said that, amongst all the silliness of this case, and that the fact this case should have never went to trial, and that Afroman had every right to do everything that he did. We also have a African American man that had his rights given to him by the Constitution violated by the police force. And that is 100% correct. A raid was conducted on his home. His privacy was intruded
Intruded
on. So at the end of the day, with all the silliness, this trial is so much more about just not necessarily the First Amendment, because that's like the big thing everybody's talking about, but also about, hey, the cops can't come kick in your door, tear up your home, wreck your home, and expect no repercussions. And Afroman made that point. He said, if you're going to do this and then you're going to refuse to pay to have my home fixed, I'm going to make a fool out of you. And he did with the sheriff that that kept looking at the pound cake.
I can't even think of it was Kevin something, I think.
Oh.
And then how about one, what I can like full on nod, like what I found so amazing about it. One, he showed up red, white, and blue stripes, stars, and everything suit with the matching tie, sunglasses with it on there as well. And the only person that he calls up to the stand for a witness is the cop's ex-wife, because the cop was trying to claim that, oh, she divorced me because of all this. This is what caused us to get divorced. And whenever she got put on the stand, hand on Bible, they swear to God, tell the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God, whatever the words are. And she goes, no, this had nothing to do with our divorce. And to see that cop just sit there and look so dumbfounded, amazing. And just what a stand of Afroman to take this to court, because if we're being real, the way that everything is working out and whatnot, that's a very ballsy move for someone to do, to try to stand up against the police force. But I mean, obviously it's the right thing to do, and thankfully this worked out in the right way that it should have.
Now, I want to go back to 2001, which is when he released his most famed album that has Because I Got High, Crazy Rap on it. 2001, right? Tell somebody in 2001 that's jamming that album, right? Hey, in 25 years, this man's going to become relevant again, because he has the most prolific case on First Amendment rights in probably a decade. We're just going to say in the last decade, he has the most prolific First Amendment case.
At minimal.
Yeah.
At minimal. A decade.
But, and this ties in, like, Western Lunch Tape Deck, we cover a lot of different music, because, like, you can't listen to country music every day. Sometimes you got to listen to some rap. Sometimes I still go back to Damn by Kendrick Lamar. It's one of the greatest albums of all time.
What an album.
Yeah.
What an album.
But I love having this ability to be able to take on something like this situation with Afroman and just hope for an album. Like, I hope all these songs get put on an album.
I mean, you
and he
got
sells
what?
CDs.
Lick 'em Low, Lisa.
Look at Lisa.
Um,
Who's gonna pay for my door?
yeah. What's the other one? There's something Pound Cake.
Yep,
They gotta all be on YouTube.
they all are on YouTube.
So if I just go over here to YouTube and I type in Afroman, we have Randy Walters is a son of a bitch. That's the that's the sheriff. And they play them playing that
Playing
in
it
the courtroom,
court.
diabolical. Brian
you know-
Newland is a flag. I'm guessing that has something to do with that. Batterman, him of the police whistleblower. Sean Grooming Grooms. So Sean Grooms, I don't know if that was the sheriff or what it was, but I think that's the one who Afroman put his ex-wife up on the podium against. I think it's that Sean Groom. So I don't know if that's the sheriff or whatever it is. And then you had Lick 'em Low Lisa.
Mm-hmm.
Freedom of Speech. I haven't heard anything about that. 48 Hours, haven't heard anything about that. But Lemon Pound Cake was released over a year ago.
Lemon Pound Cake is phenomenal because that officer he gets on stand and they play the Lemon Pound Cake video for him. And he's sitting there and they're like, so why were you offended by that? And he's like, I've got no peace. People have been sending me lemon pound cakes. And I was on TikTok. I was watching this TikTok and this guy like interrupts it because he was like trying to give commentary on it. And those TikTok guys, they suck. But this guy, he goes, oh no, my steak's too buttery and my lobster's too whatever that saying is. And he's like, fuck this guy. He's getting free pound cake and bitching about it.
Yeah. I saw that trial Thursday, maybe. Thursday or Wednesday. And I was like, what the fuck is going on here? And then all of a sudden, 2 days later, and it was like everywhere. I was like, oh, all right. I guess there really is something serious because the first video I saw was just him. It was talking about something, and it. I'm not gonna say it didn't have any relevance to the case, but after seeing several other videos, the first video I saw was like, what the hell's going on? What is Afroman in court for? And then, again, for him to show up or, come out of the situation as not guilty for defamation. And again, a biggest part is, what was it that Libby said, our little lawyer? Since they're public figures,
I have her text
and they
pulled up.
Okay.
So this is Libby's legal look at it. The cops sued for defamation and emotional distress, but public officials can legally receive a higher level of public scrutiny than an average person. The music videos were satire, and they're protected by the First Amendment.
And you can tell in the videos that a bunch of it is AI.
Yeah.
Anybody can tell that it's not real in AI, which makes it even more funny. As much as we dog on and hate on AI for music,
AI was used for
this
once.
This was fucking hilarious. I mean, you make a song about a lemon pound cake when, the sheriff or the officer, whoever it was, is sitting there just looking at it and be like, damn. And then you take AI and make it to a sense if nobody knew better would believe it's true. Absolute cinema.
So, Gage, I want to talk about our group chat throughout the day today.
Do we want to just hammer down on it and leak everything that has been talked about?
leak everything up until about 5 o'clock.
Ah, pussy.
After 5 o'clock, we cannot leak that.
Pussy.
But it started off this morning of me yelling at Willie in the chat, because Willie did not tell us that he had an EP coming out, or
How about how about Kendall saying, "Hey, I almost died last night."
oh yeah,
Nobody acknowledging it, and then it's just you yelling at Willie and New Music Friday.
yeah. Libby's trying to make New Music Friday. She gets it posted. Kendall texts that she almost died last night because she almost did. I told her she's gotta stop dying on me. She's tried to die 3 times since she moved out here.
Get a fucking inhaler.
It's always when she runs out. Anyways, she's alive and well. I love her. So then I yelled at Willie because Willie was like, "Well, I didn't want you guys to put your seal approval on it if you didn't like it." And I was like, "Willie, you almost died for this podcast at one point in time. You were texting me from a hospital bed, telling me you could not give me clips that were going to be posted to social media because your appendix was ruptured." And I was like, "Jesus Christ, dude, it's not that important. I love you, man." So anyways, go listen to Willie's new album. But from there...
It is Outgrown. Willie Austing.
Yep.
AUSTING.
So from there, I got back. I went and picked up a washing machine to replace the transmission in it, and that was when I found out Chuck Norris had passed away. And of course, we had a whole discourse about Chuck Norris. And then of course, Gage and I knew we were going to record this episode tonight, and I told Gage, I said, number one, we got to take a moment, pay tribute to Chuck Norris, obviously. And then number two, we have to discuss the Afroman thing.
You know what came right after that?
What?
Me sending a picture of me in my work van.
Listening.
And for some reason, I had this idea was, well, my CD player, I can hook it up via USB. And I've always wondered if I plug it into my CarPlay, if it would work coming through the speakers. And I was like, well, I didn't get the chance to listen and take notes of the album yesterday, so I'm just going to bring it to work with me. It didn't work. So I was sitting in a cul-de-sac, blaring Johnny Blue Skies through the CD player, and the CD player gets loud as fuck. But I thought it was the coolest thing of just having the CD player just going, then my work computer pulled up right next to it. And I had a great day. And it wasn't a great day until I was heading home, and this mom and her little daughter, assuming, were on like a bike or something. I don't know if it was pedal or electric, but I go to drive by them as I'm turning on my street, and that little girl, I mean, teeth showing, corners of the lips are just at the ear. She's smiling as big and just waving. Never seen these people in my life. And I have my windows down because, again, my AC's out. And I'm just sitting there waving just as hard as she is at me. Right back to her. And I said, that right there made my day. At 5:30 in the afternoon. There it is. Love my little town from time to time.
Well, that was our day. We discussed the Afroman trial in depth. And then another
I feel like we left a lot of things out.
Well, there's some stuff that can't be talked about on a live podcast.
I mean, what was it? I'm guessing the cop's lawyer asked him about, oh, well, you have a song about, and I got high and this, that, and the third. And he goes, because I got high. Yes. It was something along those lines. And it's, again, you have Afroman coming into a courtroom wearing a American flag suit with an American flag tie and American flag sunglasses. And he's sitting there just like, yeah, it's because I got high. But yes, I did have a song like that amassed millions of views. Yeah, I did. So what? What are you going to do about it? You didn't find nothing.
Well, I, I, this case has been, as much as it's been a media circus, has genuinely been one of the most important cases in quite a while.
It is
And
what we needed,
what,
humor-wise and rights-wise,
and like,
in a sense.
it almost hurts my feelings that it's not going higher. Because I almost want to get a Supreme Court hearing on this.
Yes.
Put Afroman in front of the Supreme Court and just let's watch the shit show go down. Because this is the type of case that would really show where people stand. Because sure, you can stand on the side of the cops and hey, they're just doing their job. Did they need to steal his money, tear up his house, kick his door in? I feel like there's better ways we could have gone about it. Could Afroman responded in a better way? Sure, he could have. But the cops did what they did, and Afroman retaliated in a manner that he is allowed to retaliate in. And that was what this case is all about, was did Afroman go too far? And the answer is no, because it was satirical.
My thing is, it's like I said earlier. If I had the wealthiness of Afroman, $400. All right. The door getting kicked down and breaking the door frame. There's where we kind of really get into the question. But the cut and security camera footage and everything, that's gonna throw me overboard. What I think and what I feel would have been maybe the smartest situation, in a sense, was the cops, hey, knock on the door. Oh, you have to serve a warrant to search the property. Whatever. Go ahead. But if I'm not home and I don't answer the door, don't kick the fucking door in. Obviously, I'm not fucking home. You stake out. I don't care. Stake out. Put fucking security around there. You see me come home? Catch me as I'm walking in. Hey, here, you've been served in a sense. I don't know if that's what they do on serving warrants or anything like that. Then go search the house. Yes, I'm going to be very pissed. I'm going to be very vocal about it. But I think if the cops went it within that way, rather than kicking shit in and ramaging through everything while you're not home.
Trying to eat the pound cake you're planning on eating when you get home.
I mean, come on. Afroman, I could only imagine how delicious Afroman's mom's lemon pound cake is. I mean, it's got to be one of the best.
It's going
Has to be.
Has to be.
And so it would piss me off if that happened while I wasn't home. Whereas if I was home, yes, I would still be pissed off that this is happening. But I'm also not taking, thousands of dollars into damage. And so the cops, yes, could have taken it a different way. And again, could Afroman have taken it a different way and been, as I want to put it, more professional instead of doing what he did? He could have. Is it better that he went this way? Abso-fucking-lutely. This has been hilarious. Because it happened in, 23? 24?
23, I think.
Yeah.
And what, I guess the greatest part about it all is, Gage, we are very online people, right? Like, we know about all the weird shit that kind of goes down, all the niche shit. We see it, okay? I hadn't heard shit about this. I hadn't thought about crazy rap since probably 2021 when I was still in college. I hadn't thought about that song in years. But all of a sudden, Afroman's put in my face, and I'm like, damn, I wonder if I still know every word to crazy rap. I did.
And maybe 2024, maybe. Video came across my For You page on TikTok. and it was at a Afroman concert.
Oh shit!
And the dude is playing a marijuana leaf guitar, and I'm sitting there watching it. I'm like, wow, this is great. And then just over time, I've seen more videos. That is a man who has been underestimated of his guitar playing skills. 'Cause holy shit, if you don't know what I'm talking about, go to TikTok, go to YouTube, and just search up Afroman playing guitar. And oh man, that dude is insane on the guitar. Like I'm not talking Johnny Blue Skies, Sturgill Simpson level, like absolute shred. But the dude can fucking shred. And whenever I first saw it, I was like, this guy's still playing shows? And it wasn't at a arena, stadium, or nothing. No, it looked like a backyard bar where they just had a wooden stage, and there's quite a bit of people, but there wasn't a whole lot of singing to Because I Got High, because that's what he was playing. And I'm like, is this just a random bar that he showed up to and was like, hey, I'm going to play a couple songs? I don't know. But all I'm saying is, Afroman, I know you're listening to this because you are our top 5 fan. We need a tour. And if that tour has to come to my backyard, and we could get 50 people back there. We can make it a 50 people cap limited, and I will distribute tickets as such of people paying, and you will take all the money. That's fine. We can do this.
Race Ricketts and Afroman at the new house.
Hey, you know what the saddest thing is? Or I shouldn't say saddest in a bad way, but I could definitely see something like that happening just in the future. Not necessarily in your backyard, but show in a sense. I could see a race Afroman.
Listen, I think it's still crazy that Race is coming to our housewarming party. That's still insane to me.
Hey, I'm hoping it stays true. I mean, he just had his album release party, and he was wearing a Taco Casa shirt. So, shout out to Race, and shout out to my Taco Casa stands. Taco Casa is not bad. You could have had a bad experience. Trust me. It's same as Chicken Express, Tracer.
Yep.
It's where you're at and where you get it.
I'll try them both again. I'll try them both.
Did you ever you never tried the Taco Casa? You just went off Brennan's word.
No, dude. I walked into that Taco Casa with him because I planned on getting something to eat.
But you did go to the bad one. I will say you could have gone to the one that is 2 miles from my house.
Yeah.
Instead, you went to the one that's 15, 20 miles from my house. That one, yes, bad.
The smell in that one.
The one right up the road, trust me. And especially their sweet tea.
See,
full of sugar.
Gage,
full of sugar.
I don't know if I've ever told this story on the podcast, but we came back from Waco and we stayed with Tara and Jake. And we go to pick Brennan up to drive back to Stillwater in my single cab pickup. And we stop at this gas station in your hometown. And I walk in and I have $40 in cash left on me, and I tell him I need $40 on pump 2. And I think there's only 2 pumps at this gas station.
What gas station? The one that's right down the road?
Yeah.
Right over the railroad tracks, take a left, and it's on your right? Okay.
Yeah. And I go in there and I give the guy money, and he kind of just who the fuck's this guy? Get the fuck out of here. And I'm going out there and I'm pumping gas, and there's 2 guys, they walk in. And they're your average looking guys, they don't have jobs, they don't do much, but it's Sunday in the summertime, and they want a case of Bud Light. And I went back in there to get a drink because I was thirsty. And I watched these guys count out pennies and quarters to pay for their 12-pack of Bud Light. And at one point in time, I thought they were going to be short. And so I made up my mind I was going to pay whatever they were short. Whatever they were short, I was going to buy these guys their 12-pack of Bud Light. But they came up with it. And these two guys took off with their Bud Light down this random road.
Probably happy as can be.
Yeah. So I finished pumping my gas, get my drink. We get in the truck. I get locked in. I'm like, hey, we're heading back to Stillwater. Well, Brennan said, hey, he wants to talk to Casa. He's hungry. Understandable, man. I got to feed my boy. I get it. So I put in Taco Casa. And it, of course, takes us to this bad one. But it takes us down this random street in your hometown. And there those two guys are, sitting on the curb, in front of nowhere. Like, there's nothing there. They just stopped and sat down on the curb and cracked 2 Bud Lights and were sitting there drinking.
Hell yes.
And I was like,
I wish I knew those 2 people.
they just looked as happy as could be. They just popped a squat on the curb. We're going to sit there and drink a Bud Light. And they might have like walked a hell of a ways to get there. And they were going to drink that whole 12-pack on the way home. Yeah, I don't know.
You didn't eat at the Taco Casa that's right next to the Whataburger and Golden Chicken and everything. Yeah. There's your problem. But if those guys were here in town, I would almost be determined to go find them. Fellas, I will buy y'all's beer. Y'all are going to come in here. Y'all are going to sit with me. We're going to record a podcast episode. You might not know what's going on, but it's fine. I also just cracked open another beer, so help yourself.
Well, I will. However, I got to take a pause from the cause real quick, if you know what I'm saying. So
that's fine.
This is Thinking Time with Gage.
Thinking Time with Gage. What can we think of today? What we will think of. And I might get a cease and desist for saying this, but back in November of last year, 2025, Dano Simpson had told me that physical media is on its way. And so we are getting vinyl for sure. I don't necessarily know about CD and all the other stuff. But vinyl is on the way for Dano Simpson. Be patient. He also just got off a run with Colby Cuff up in the Pacific Northwest. Dano's out there killing it. And he just released an album, acoustic album this year. Mid-fi sessions or hi-fi sessions? I don't know. We're going to get a fact checked on this. Let's see. Mid-fi sessions back in February. I can say, and again, I hope I don't get cease and desist. Dano, I love you. Trust. But there is a lot of new music coming from the man himself, Dano Simpson. So be on the lookout for that. Be on the lookout for physical media from Dano. We finally get him on vinyl, so that's great. Tracer's back. And in that sense, I'm not going to say too much that I know I can't say about Dano. So, yeah, Tracer, I honestly forgot what we were even talking about. I went on a rant about Dano and physical media and almost said too much that I don't need to say.
Well, we can say this much because Race said it. Race Rake's vinyl is coming out soon. Gage
April, I believe he said
April. Yes. Gage and I are working very hard on Race's next album. Will not only be sponsored by the Western Grunge Tape Deck, but it will be sponsored by Dr. Bronner.
Damn it! Damn.
You don't have the bottle of Dr. Bronner.
I don't know where my bottle of Dr. Bronner's went. Keep going on the talk about Race and Bronner.
But the album is going to be titled Dr. Bronner's, and it's going to be a look at how much effectiveness Dr. Bronner's has. And so hopefully with this next album, we're gonna do 3 different variants. We're gonna have your Dr. Bronner's soap filled. We're gonna do a filled vinyl, and we're gonna put Dr. Bronner's in the vinyl. It's gonna be liquid filled, and then we're gonna do a Western Grunge exclusive, of course. That's a dream of mine. One of these days, I'm gonna have Western Grunge exclusive vinyl. That's neither here nor there. And then number 3 is just gonna be a standard black for the boring people.
Sorry, Tracer. I forgot I have since switched rooms from the recording. But yes, Dr. Bronner's 18-in-1 pure Castile soap. Again, it'll wash yourself, your dog, your cat, your car, your walls. That rusty grill that you have that you just don't want to clean for all this time, it'll clean that. Literally, it'll clean up anything and everything. So, don't buy Dr. Bronner's yet. We are currently, without giving away too much information, chasing a sponsorship and partnership with Dr. Bronner's. Because whenever it comes to soap, that is the best you can buy. But don't buy yet. Wait till we get our exclusive code. Because it'll happen. I've seen crazier things happen. I've damn near almost seen pigs fly. And so, this can happen. I've also almost seen Bigfoot and a chupacabra, so this is not out of the realm of things that can happen.
There's a Bigfoot museum here in Oklahoma. I'm taking Kendall there. Our 1-year anniversary together is coming up here in June.
And you're going to take it to the Bigfoot Museum.
Yeah, I can't think of a better place to take her, to be honest.
No, you can't.
Yeah. But yeah, take her down there for a romantic weekend at the Bigfoot Museum.
Now, what the hell were we talking about before you left?
Huh?
We were talking about something before you left.
The guys at the liquor store that were drinking the beer on the way home.
Yes. I would love nothing more than to bring them in for an episode. Imagine I just randomly find them, and you're like, "Holy shit, that's them."
You're those guys. So realistically,
but go ahead.
On one of these Friday night episodes, and people don't know about the Friday night episodes.
No.
Friday nights, Gage and I just kind of get drunk, and these used to be just our phone calls to each other. But now we've decided to record them. And there might be some of these that never see the light of day.
There have been.
I haven't seen the light of day. That's fine.
Thank God. Thank God. This is the first time we actually sat down and did an episode, with an album and a purpose, rather than just getting on here and talking and bullshitting. And thank God that those never made it out.
Gage, this goes back to before we ever started recording these. You called me one night, and we were on the phone for 3.5 hours. And I went through 14 beers. I was shit-faced drunk that night. But what I was getting at
Sorry, my mom's seeing Ellis Bueller tonight. And she goes, "This Ellis Bueller is a character in his clothing." Yeah, Mom, you're going to see Honky Tonk Ellis.
We need to get Andrew on here one night.
Here. I'll FaceTime him right now.
Okay.
Because I didn't know if he was going to pull up tonight or not. Because we talked about going golfing, but all the golf courses were already booked up. Let's get him on guest appearance. See where he's at. What are you doing, buddy?
Oh, just got railed at Buc-ee's. What are you doing?
Oh, Tracer and I are recording an episode.
What's up, my guy?
You're live. We're recording.
Oh, yeah?
Say what you want to the people.
I just want to say hi to Tracer.
Fair enough. Yeah, he was like, we got to get Andrew on one of these episodes. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. We talked about golfing. I figured he was going to be here, but we couldn't get a tea time. And I'll just FaceTime him.
In the next couple weeks...
I can drive up there real quick. 45 minutes.
Hang on, Tracer.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Andrew, in the next couple weeks, we're going to let you pick the album, and we're going to all sit down and review the album together.
Okay, cool. You just
All
let
right.
me know what week. I'll be there.
All right. It'll have to be after we
All right.
get moved into the new house. Wait, Andrew, what
That's
are you
fair.
doing on the 4th?
I think I asked him about that. What are you doing?
The 5th,
Weekend of Shelby Sound.
I ain't doing shit.
Oh,
shit.
okay.
Pull up.
Perfect. Andrew will roll with us.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Okay. Yeah, you can just say it at our place. That Friday night after Shelby's show, and then we'll head out Saturday morning. Which makes it even better, because if that's the case, then we can figure something out within me, Race, and Andrew to figure out who's going to have to drive home hungover on Sunday morning.
Sunday morning,
Rock,
we're
paper,
waking up
scissors?
at 6 a.m. to watch Lonesome Dove on VHS together.
Tracy said we're waking up Sunday morning at 6 a.m. to watch Lonesome Dove on VHS.
We're all
So
still
that's happening.
We're all still gonna sleep, like just laying out there on the couch on the floor. That Lonesome
But-
Dove will be playing. None of us are paying attention.
Pretty much, Tracer. No, I would advise you probably not head up here, because if you do head up here, I'm going to talk you into going to Choctaw. I can't control what you do and what you don't do. You know you have a bed right here next to the recording studio. But let me see something real quick. Hang on. Time out.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Oh, hold up.
Tracer,
Andrew,
talk.
Oh, hold up. Andrew, talk.
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
Okay.
perfect.
I hope there's not much of an echo. Tracer, go ahead and talk.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Andrew.
There is an
getting-
echo.
I'm getting a lot back on my end.
What an episode.
What an episode.
All right, are you still getting backfeed? Go ahead and talk.
A little bit.
Still?
Yeah.
I can't turn that on. Here, how about this? Watch this shit. And we're back. Live
Please
and
pause there. Oh, there's no feedback now.
yeah, I know. I had to turn it on. Yeah, no. I mean, my thing is, Andrew comes and picks me up. I'm not gonna sue him for, kidnapping. But we also made a deal that we weren't gonna go gamble. But it is payday, and the boys are feeling good.
Hey, listen. My tax return hit today. So,
Meet us up there, Tracer.
I'm feeling good.
Yeah, come out to Choctaw, brother.
Brother, if it wasn't a 4.5 hour drive, you know I would.
I know you would. That's a scary thing. We got a plan. Are you more of a like blackjack or what are you at the casino?
I can count cards.
Perfect. Perfect. That's what we need.
The good thing about Choctaw is it's a 2-deck hand, and it's no automatic shuffler. At Windstart, automatic shuffler 4 decks.
So, this is something I've never talked about on the podcast before. My entire life.
Oh, damn. I was going to say, fuck it. We'll just invite Andrew into this episode. But he's driving home.
The entire time I was in high school, I was terrible with
Your
math.
subs are just bouncing.
I was terrible
like
with
you-
math.
I don't have any connected to anything.
And
is
then
your hand on the speaker?
I taught myself how to
Yeah.
count cards.
It's actually fairly easy.
It is.
But
But counting cards is what made me good at math. And I got really good at math when I was in college.
the thing with counting cards is you can't have an automatic shuffler. And the lesser the decks, the better it is. And so the good thing about what sucks about Oklahoma state laws in gambling is you have to play 50 cents a hand up until you bet over $100. If you bet over $100 a hand, you have to bet $1. We don't have money like that. If y'all want to donate to the Western Grunge Tape Deck Fund, please send Tracer or I a DM. I am also now the new appointed head of HR. So if you ever have a problem with any Western Grunge member, come to me and I will hand it accordingly and professionally. But thing with WinStar is, one, the dealers don't keep their own tips.
Bullshit.
Two, the other thing is they use an automatic card shuffler where you go to Choctaw, dealers keep their own tips. Also, if you double on a hand, they will give you the card face down if you want it. I like to sweat it out. I like the suspense.
Face down, ass up, baby.
Yeah, WinStar doesn't allow you that option. It's just face up. So Choctaw is definitely the better. But if we go off of previous times that we went at Choctaw, I lost a good amount of money. And this last time that we went to WinStar, I turned $105 into $325 in about 5 minutes.
Not even.
We won't talk about what I walked out with, but I was up over $200 at one point. But you can't leave after getting to a casino 10 minutes in if you're with two people. And Andrew was I was with Andrew, so yeah, money was paid back to the casino because I'm a nice guy. I didn't want to take all their money.
One night I went down to Buffalo Run in Miami, Oklahoma. After I got off work.
Here we go. Let me figure out. Can you see Tracer?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And I walked into the casino and I got there about 11 o'clock. I went after I got off work. I got there about 11 o'clock and I needed about I'd been joking that I needed about $300 to buy this bull riding vest that I wanted.
Country boy.
And I walked in and I swiped my card when I got there, got the rewards play, whatever. And I walked over and I put a $20 bill in this machine. And I'm sitting there and I've been there all of 5 minutes. And they do a hot seat drawing. And it's Tracer McClellan.
Oh.
By all means. And so I walk up there and the lady's like, okay, pick an envelope. And I got so excited because you can win up $10,000 in this envelope. And I opened this envelope and it's $300. And I took that as an omen from the good Lord himself that I was to spend that on that bull riding vest and start riding bulls. And so I did.
And how much money did you make off riding bulls with that vest?
Nothing. I figured.
It sounds like you should have just gambled it and put it all on one hand.
Gage, I figured it up the other day because I was just curious.
Yeah, Andrew said double or nothing. Pussy.
And in my bull riding career, I lost a total of $8,250.
You could have doubled down on the blackjack hand.
Time out. What'd you say?
I lost $8,250 getting on bulls.
My mom also said that she just shared my contact information with Ellis Buellard.
Oh, hell yeah.
So we may be getting the honky tonk king himself on the episode, but yeah, I think this is a great way to just go ahead and wrap it up.
I believe so as well.
Unless you got more to talk
I
about.
don't.
I'm thinking we've talked casinos. A bunch of that should also stay behind the scenes versus going out to the public. But yeah, Tracer, you got any closing statements for Andrew and I?
Well, y'all, I love you both so much. You are two of my best friends in the whole world. I want you to know that. It used to be growing up, I got told not to meet strangers off the internet and share an Airbnb with them, and see Wyatt Flores. And sometimes you disregard that information and you share an Airbnb and you plan on going home on Saturday so these people don't think you're weird. And these people don't let you leave on Saturday because they won't hang out with you. And so even though you're an antisocial person at the time, you stay around and have a great time drinking beer and hanging out with you, who will go on to be your best friends. And that's how I feel about you guys. I love you guys with my whole heart. I'm so happy to be able to call you both friends. And
Don't
there's
make me
nothing
cry.
there's nothing I wouldn't do for the two of you. If you ever need me, I'm just a 6-hour drive away, and fuck it, 6 hours ain't shit to make sure my boys are good.
I'm not good, and my location that I'm at is Choctaw Casino in Durant, Oklahoma.
Need you.
Yeah, I'll see you there.
I'll see y'all here in a little bit.
No, but on the real note, give me $100.
I'm gonna Venmo you $10, Gage.
Dude, could you send me $100, man? I'm fucking tweaking.
I got $10 left right now. But as for all of our listeners, this episode I want to leave you with one thing: is go out and find your clan, go out and find your people. Oh, well, I meant like better. Keystone Clan.
Okay.
Sorry,
okay.
My bad.
Okay.
My bad. Go out and find your people, find your friends. It doesn't matter if they live 6 hours away. Just find a group of people that's going to love you for who you are and accept you for who you are and love you through the struggles of your own life. Which is what both of them have done for me. They've loved me through the struggles, through the good and the bad, and have not looked at me any differently when I've had the bad showing a lot. That being said, I love y'all so much. Thank y'all for listening.
What are we eating this week?
What are we eating this week? Baby, what are we eating this week? You know what?
Steroids.
No, we're not eating steroids.
Well, I have to right now because I almost died.
Cook up. Take a night. Stay inside. Go buy yourself a steak. Throw it on the grill. Cook yourself a juicy-ass steak. Listen to some Soul Gravy by Cross Canadian Ragweed. Listen to some Mutiny After Midnight. Listen to Mr. Race fucking Ricketts. For all I care. Love somebody. Tell somebody you love them. Tell somebody you care about them.
Make sure you can breathe.
Make sure you can breathe. Drink a Coors Light.
OT stats up.
I love y'all so much. Y'all have a great week.
All right, Andrew. What do you have to say on your first podcast appearance?
It's kind of nerve-wracking. I don't know what to say. There's a lot that could be said, but not a lot that I want to say. All I'm going to say is that we learned that the price of admission was pain, and you're never done paying it off. So just live every day like it's your last.
Bang. And with that being said, there's really not much else to say other than I've had all I can handle. Tracer's not stopping this one early. Good night.